Okay, so welcome to PulseUnity's AMA on the 26th of October. Not far from Halloween, so I hope you've all got plans because we've got a massive 1 million PLSU still to give away. Which, if anyone hasn't seen the promotion yet, then I'm sure that we'll be able to share that with you and get that across the Shield groups, etc. But we'll come more to that in a moment. For anyone brand new to this project or doesn't know a lot about us, we have, or myself personally, have got a very long background in social media, sales, marketing, advertising, big events, and that sort of thing. And we got involved with a project back in January, and we sort of looked at that at the time as a way where we could create Unity as a way and use crypto and the whole DeFi side to not just make ourselves money, because at the end of the day we're in crypto to make money, but also to reach out and help other communities. Be it do some sort of philanthropic work, books to schools, hospital beds, water into villages, or whatever. And literally, we looked at one ecosystem and tried really hard. We built a social media network, some mobile apps, and other things. And it just became very apparent that even though their project is excellent, we needed to do this ourselves. Because the only way it was going to work is if we as a group were, at the end of the day, 100% in control of the destiny of PulseUnity or of Unity. So we then had some long conversations with different people and decided to completely rebrand away from where we were and became PulseUnity. So we've now got pulseunity.com. We've rebuilt the social site, which is at the minute sat under social.pulseunity.com. And we've also got another site, which we'll explain a bit more later, Space Camp Mars. And basically that's all about our mission to Mars with not just PulseUnity as a coin, but that includes our NFTs, our staking platform, new mobile apps, games, and all sorts of things that we've got planned out for the very, very foreseeable future. I think one of the most important points of PulseUnity is in the name, in that A, Pulse is your beating heart, and Unity means bringing everybody together. And that's where having our social media site makes the huge difference, because we were the first to come to this DeFi space and say, hey, we might be out there shilling on Twitter and YouTube and everywhere else, but everything to do with our website and everything to do with our social network and our groups is going to be DeFi related. And we're not just going to do that. We're going to create mobile apps. We're going to create a Web3 platform. We're going to create links so that businesses can get involved. And most importantly, everybody shares in the project, be it from the bottom to the top. And obviously which part of the projects you're getting involved with will depend on obviously what returns you get back. But right now, everyone still in this room and everyone still listening, at least for the next 3-4 months, you are so super early in this whole process. We're still building. We've launched the PLSU coin, which was actually very successful. We've got a very steady chart. We need to grow the numbers on that, we all know, which means that we've got to do a lot more shilling and a lot of other things that we have to do in this crypto space. But probably one of the most important things is education. And that's why I particularly reached out and thanked her for coming into the room to Caribbean Crypto Queen. Because we had a conversation, and I'm sure she remembers it, a couple of months back. or it might have even been about 3 months back. I can't remember exactly. And she's got these wonderful ideas about how we can help grow and expand on the education side. She's also one of the best shillers I know in this side. When she gets you going, trust me, you just jump out of the VC and you go shill. So hopefully we can welcome her on board into the project, and we'll open the floor. If it's not today, we'll organise a special AMA with her to discuss how we're going to bring and develop the educational side of the social media, and how we can basically use that also as a way of expanding our reach out to the rest of the world. Because I think, as I've said many times, we all know that we're a small minority in crypto. And let's face it, we're out there shilling day in, day out. Most people now have heard of PulseUnity. So to get them on board is constant conversations. We're already chatting to the exchanges. We're already chatting to just about everybody we need to talk to make our project a success within crypto. What we now need to be doing is making our project a success to the rest of the world. And for that, we need to basically engage people from the social media side, get them involved with the website, and educate. That's education on crypto, education on security, and get them to trust us. Because that's another important point. We should be synonymous with the name trust. And we should be synonymous with how we present ourselves to the rest of the crypto market. And that includes how we behave in other people's telegrams, YouTube videos, interviews. Everything that we do needs to be Ivy League, if for want of a better word, if you're looking at US educational institutions level. And for that, I think we've all set ourselves those same goals. You guys that have been involved from the beginning, I've never ever said anything but thank you. From January to where we are now, I said it this afternoon to a group, that back in January, we never even thought about that we would be, by October, having relaunched or launched a social platform in our own name, have our own coin, have our own NFT collection, have our own staking platform, have a potentially already a project that by Christmas will have at least a stable market cap in the millions. And we're not even started yet. So massively hands off to you guys in at the front, and to anyone that listens back to this, if you're one of the devs or anyone else that's been helping us in the background, and thank you. I'd also like to say thanks to the African group from the AMA I did on Friday, and to everyone else that has sort of carried us in the last week whilst I've been absent. So that's sort of me there. I'm just going to run a couple points through and then sort of open the floor to questions, and then sort of jump back in with another few points, because we've got quite a lot, if we can, to get through. A thing that came up today seems to be that the rules on the sacrifices aren't quite as clear maybe as they could be. So I've reached out to Wardog again and asked him to we're going to work over the next 24 hours on some really good, nice visual flowcharts. But the simple way of understanding it is that we've said from the beginning, we're marketing at the minute really the NFTs, and we want people to get the NFTs, which means that they can get PulseUnity wallets, or if you've got a PulseUnity wallet, you're going to get a free NFT. And with us, you can actually buy into the whitelist with your PulseUnity, as opposed to if you've got some from the original SEC round, you don't have to then go out and buy more. You can literally transfer it over to this sacrifice, and then you've not just got the staking on the PulseUnity, you've also got the NFTs, which will obviously have that value attached to them. You are also getting at the moment M2M. M2M is the staking coin, and what will happen is, for now, you are getting, for every dollar technically that you're sending to the current sacrifice round, you are getting 200,000, I think it is, or 20,000, 200,000 M2M. If I've got it's either 20,000 or 200,000 M2M, and that will continue up to the point whereby we have the UI built. Now, the UI then becomes active, whereby every dollar that is then sent to the staking, to buying the M2M, will immediately go onto the staking platform. So it's a bit confusing, because I sort of thought, well, let's bundle all of this together, give everybody that is coming involved with the SAC up to this point, both M2M and the NFTs, and a few people were getting a little bit confused about that. What we're giving you guys at the moment, technically, anyone with PulseUnity can buy the NFTs with it, up to 10, which is roughly the equivalent of 1 ETH, or roughly 300,000 PLSU. Anyone new that comes into the project with a PLSU wallet can also use that PLSU to buy the NFTs, and if they want, and you will have the options of the staking and the other things, or you can just buy in with whatever other currency. For doing that, you're also receiving some M2M, which is the staking coin, and that will provide you with yield. And as I mentioned the other day, literally the staking platform for the NFTs will be going live after the whitelist. Slightly different, because what it means is that as soon as they're minted, or you've minted them out on New Year's Eve, which is another good reason for doing it now, is that we're going to literally airdrop the NFTs to everybody for free. So you're not going to have these extortionate gas fees to get involved with our whitelist. And I can imagine that coming up to Christmas, New Year's Eve, the gas prices are going to be mega high. So we're trying our best as a project to save you guys, like, whatever you're going to be saving in gas fees. Hopefully you're going to turn around and say, okay, well, let's buy some PLSU, and in return we get this wonderful staking coin, we get these wonderful NFTs, and then when the NFTs are on the staking platform, and people then start minting out the rest, and then they start going on to trading and everything else. As we've said before, there will be there's normally like a 5%, 2.5% or whatever tax in on the NFTs that goes to developers. This doesn't go to the developers. This goes straight back to buy the PLSU on the chart. So all those buys and sells that are going on, for those that don't want the NFTs or want to swap the NFTs or want to do anything to do with that part of the project, 5% of that revenue will automatically buy or go into the wallet to buy the PLSU chart. What that means, of course, is green candles and stability for that chart. What it also means is that that PLSU then comes back to those that are staking the NFTs. So if you've got one NFT and someone else has got two, obviously it's on that sort of ratio. Depends on, and will be divided between whoever's got and however many NFTs you've got on the staking platform at that particular point in time. So it works in many ways, because in one way, if you're buying NFTs with some PLSU at the moment, you're going to get in the NFTs. If you then stake them, and then somebody else is trading, you're then, because you've staked them, getting some PLSU back, and we're also buying, using the people that have sold money to increase the value of your PLSU that you've either got left in your wallet or that we're going to give you. So we thought that that was sort of quite a bullish way of doing that. Then, of course, we've got the M2M, and we're doing our absolute level best. I've got another chat with the dev booked for 11:30 European time tomorrow to set the final dates for when we will have the user interface ready for that staking for the M2M staking platform. And that will mean that everybody that is already stacked and everybody that stacks between now and then, that then will obviously get your airdrop of M2M, but it goes straight into the actual staking platform. Sorry, my phone. And then we will give you the actual timelines on when you can withdraw, when you can sell, how much you're going to receive back in the yield rewards, etc., etc. Again, as I said, I don't want to. We've got so much we can cover. I'm going to sort of stop and start this and let you ask some questions along the way. Artwork on the UI. Again, I've thrown this on Wardog's table this afternoon, and I'm expecting a chat with him a bit later tonight, probably early in the morning, whenever he's ready and has had enough coffee, to come up with some ideas on the designs for the UI. I can promise you they will look fantastic. Anyone that's seen his work, we've had nothing but fantastic, great feedback. On artwork, we've received in the rank 3s so far now for the NFTs. Again, I've put some examples out there. You can see that we're on a different. It's on a different level. We're the mission to Mars guys. And I also had a call earlier just now to hit and heard that even the word pulse is going to be very, very heavily shielded across all social media in the coming weeks, which means that on the name for our NFTs, Pulse Doges, Pulse Space Doges, Pulse Space Doges, can be trending absolutely in every comment that you guys make. So there's no reason why we won't be at the forefront of people's minds when they're wanting to get involved with that. With all that said, of course, we need as many hands on deck with the shilling. And before I sort of go forward, I'd like to just shut up for a minute and ask if you guys have got any questions.
Did you explain M2M perfectly? Because I felt like you got interrupted by your phone and then you got off topic.
Okay. to explain M2M again, really swiftly, it's a great question. In case you didn't understand, we've got right we've got PulseUnity, which is our core coin. That's the one you can buy, sell it. You can use it to trade in the Web3 marketplace, and everyone, I hope, understands that. If you don't, then please we'll cover that with you in another question if you want to raise that. M2M is then our staking coin and our staking platform. We're going to be at the moment, you are technically getting M2M for free because sort of sacrificing to it. Basically saying, yeah, we trust you guys. We know you're building the UI. We know you've delivered the coin. You've delivered the social media platform and the mobile apps. So yeah, we like the idea of M2M. And a lot of people in the community like the idea of being able to it's essentially putting your money into the bank and going to get paid some average yield or APY. We're going to make it a bit more complicated a little bit down the line, where we're going to have 3 levels, but at the beginning it will be level 1, where there'll be at least a basic APY yield of about 4%, 5%, and then we're going to escalate it up to certain parts where there'll be over 1,000%. Again, I'll cover that over in the coming sort of days, weeks, whilst we waiting for the actual UI to be built, and then technically you guys can decide which part of that platform you want to put some of your M2M in. Some people may just want to stick with the safe. Some people may want to go medium. Some people may want to go mega high risk. And that will be, we'll have a completely separate AMA on that as soon as that's totally ready. Now there'll be a total of 69 billion. We're sticking with 69. Sorry? War Dog, you put your speaker on.
No, continue with sticking with 69 billion.
There'll be a total of 69 billion M2M. It will be tradable as well, so it will have a market value. Because of course some people will of course sell out early, and other people will want to then either buy cheap, not necessarily cheap, but they may decide that, okay, well, somebody doesn't want their M2M, so we're just going to go and buy it. But in the first instance, the staking calculator thing, whatever you want to call it, you'll be able to mint up to 69 billion, and that will raise a platform minimum total of just over $6 million or something to that region. We're extremely bullish, extremely confident on that, and we've got it on, as some of you already know, there's a lot of investors in the wings that are waiting for the UI on that. But particularly in this community, they absolutely love staking over here, and I really can't promise you. I can't promise you anything, and I can't give you financial advice. But we've designed everything that we're doing for absolute maximum return for both the short, medium, and long term. And of course, the fact that you've got a PLSU wallet means that you'll be earning reflections from absolutely everything else that is going on in the social media network or across the network. So if, for instance, and we'll come to later, if somebody wants to come on board and start doing courses, or somebody comes on board and wants to do sort of singing lessons, whatever anyone wants to come and do, basically. If they're selling those through the marketplace, we take our fee, which is 5%. That 5% gets split amongst every other PLSU wallet holder, which means that the bigger we grow, the more money the PLSU holders obviously are getting. And that's just one of the ways of the network, as you know, that your wallets can just continuously grow, the value will continuously grow, and our project can continuously grow. We've also got, of course, other groups that we're talking to that have already expressed interest in coming on board, and all of that great stuff. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Did you have something to say, X-Men?
Okay. Next part. I wanted to touch base quickly on the AMA we had with the African group on Friday. Just to highlight a couple of points in that. Now, those guys came in, and it's actually run by somebody who I didn't realize had been following this project. He started following us back in around March, April time, when we weren't even PulseUnity. And now has come across and has managed to build a group of about 179 participants. We had quite a few in on Friday, and they were asking some great questions. I've had a couple of DMs back from people in the meantime, asking obviously even more questions. And and they're going to be out there really, really shilling things. And that brings me to the point of we want everybody to feel that they're getting something. But at the end of the day, we are a cooperative product. We're a cooperative project, which means that everyone shares in what we're doing. Now, some of us are in here doing one bit, some of us are doing other bits. I personally think that we all should be here working together. And what it was said to me that we need to do something that's going to make our shilling that little bit better for everyone. Now, I can sit here and give you my ideas all night long, but I generally, before I sort of say what I'm thinking, would again like to just shut up and hear if anyone else has got something to say about that.
Well, I think we should run some type of leaderboard where we track what the users had done. That way we can compare how good people are shilling or not.
Okay. AQ,
Because then,
Niels.
Because then if we pay for advertisement, then we'll know whether or not and who and what, you know.
Okay, guys. Here's what I think. And we've obviously tried a few things, and we can already see what works and what doesn't work. when you buy advertising, you can never really gauge unless you're spending tons of money and doing all of the background and tracking all the statistics, etc. Exactly how effective that has or has not been. The one thing that we do know is that speaking to people works, and learning about the project works. So it's extremely important that we spend a bit more time, if we're going to get involved with the project, spend a little bit more time building the parts of the project that are important. We've got a social media network, and yet I look at it on a daily basis and don't see many people actually using it. Now, it's not criticism of yourselves. I would just personally also like to know why. I mean, what do we need to do to make it better for you, or make it easier for you? I mean, we want this project to be mega successful. And if the few people that are here at the moment aren't feeling it, even though I'm sure you want to, obviously, as from the dev side, we'd like to know what we can do to help improve that for you, or just improve that experience for you.
Well, I mean, I think that when users post, they should feel like they're at the center of the website. So I think when they press post, that should be basically the dashboard.
Okay.
I think that one thing that other social media platforms get wrong is that they curate what's on the dashboard from the community. So if there was just if people felt like they were at the center of the universe, which is kind of what it's like on most social media, that would definitely incentivize them.
Anybody else? Has anybody tried the video conferencing just yet?
I keep trying, but I don't know how to invite people. It's just there just isn't a button there that makes it obvious.
Okay. In that case, what we'll do, for anybody that's either listening now or listening later, is I'm going to put a little invitation group together on the site, and we'll try and start to do some little workshops, which will help us also create the YouTube content and work more closely with our Web3 devs to make sure that we're getting this right, so that by the time we get to the launch of the NFTs and those bits for New Year's Eve, we've got a super smooth experience.
Well, when I get editing and creating the UI and crafting it, none of those issues are going to be within question. So, and I'm very methodical. I think about things like that all the time.
Cool. Okay, cool. So basically, the UI, we've already discussed the UI. Basically, we're looking at literally everything else that's out there on the market, and our devs know what they're doing in obviously the coding. Wardog does know what he's doing in terms of art, and if anyone else has got input about that, please let us know your ideas. But what we want to end up with, of course, is the most super easy user interface for people to understand the social media site, the NFT staking, and all of the in order to be able to get around everywhere, and eventually that will then be obviously in every language as well. Which we, excuse my throat, which we're working on.
You ever heard of KISS? It's the keep it simple, stupid strategy. That's
Yeah, we use it in sales all the time.
of course, yeah. I live by that.
Okay, so couple more bits of bullish news, I guess. I think I've mentioned that we've been approached by some exchanges, and literally I've got a meeting tomorrow morning with one of them. So there might be some more news coming later this week on the first actual exchange listing. We're not hanging around. That's one thing I can promise everyone. We've moved at an incredible pace already in the last 8-9 weeks, and we're not slowing down. And for anyone again new in the space of that 9 weeks, well, I think it's about 9 weeks now. It feels a lot longer, but it's been a short time. We've moved an entire social media site. We've built 2 mobile phone apps. We've launched a coin. We've got our NFT collection almost ready. That's about 80% of the artwork done. All unique. We've got the staking coin sacrifice already at just under $20,000 without even marketing it yet properly. So everything that we're doing in this project is super, super bullish. And for guys coming in, anyone coming in now, I can't stress this how super early you are and how much that even that one PLSU or 2 PLSUs in your wallet can become, because the wallets are the ones these are gold dust, and those that got involved with the original sacrifice know that those are ring fenced. Then there'll be this round, which will be ring fenced, and then there'll be the next round, which will be ring fenced. But each part feeds back all the way through up the chain or down the chain. And no matter whether it's, as I've mentioned before, as we're building out the social media network, and we're doing things like referral links or anything that we're doing in PulseUnity, we've got some crazy ideas. You guys, everybody that has got PLSU will benefit from that in reflections. And those are built into the DeFi contracts. They're actually on the blockchain. Every single contract will be renounced. Every single contract will, they just won't be able to be altered. Not by me, not by anybody. So at whatever point you decide to get in is the point where you will start earning the parts from the rest of the PulseUnity forever. On that point, I've got an apology to make to those that are expecting a spin the wheel tonight. It's going to be tomorrow. Literally, since I put the phone, I put down the VC this afternoon, my phone has been absolutely non-stop. But we finally decided how it's going to work, if that helps. You guys are going to love it, because what I've decided to do, because as I said, we've got literally, I'd earmarked the 1 million PLSU wallet. And it's been advertised on Twitter for our Halloween. I calculated that we're about 250,000 tokens into that, with what you thought off the chart so far. So here's the great news for you guys that actually helped me out whilst I was in hospital and helped keep that chart going. First, I'm going to make sure that you're going to get matched whatever you done on that chart during that time. Then we're also going to do the spin the wheel. So you could possibly double what you did last time. So somehow over the next 48 hours, 24 hours, we're going to give away 500,000 tokens. The other 500,000 will go back onto the table, and that will run right up until Halloween. And whatever comes in from you guys and from the shilling or whatever, we'll do another competition. It's going to continue until Halloween or until the 1,000,000 tokens have gone. So hopefully anyone new coming in, you got a chance to win. You can also hear that we're completely mad and we're completely fair. To make it crystal clear, if you've already been involved, and which the cutoff was when technically Niels made his donation. It was a bit of a joke, but it was at least fair. Then we're going to match whatever you earn on the chart at that point. And we're also going to be putting you on a spin the wheel tomorrow to possibly get even more. Everything else that's left in that 1,000,000 is going back onto the table, and everyone will have the same fair chance to buy and get onto a wheel for our Halloween party night type thing. But we're going to do something trick or treat, or I'm not quite sure yet, but I was just hoping that was a way of firstly apologizing for not being able to do it this afternoon, but also giving you guys it's more of a thank you really from me and the project for really helping out and supporting everything that we were doing last week. Any further questions on that one? No, Niels, you were amazing. You gave everybody another 24 hours. Everyone's so quiet tonight.
Was Niels talking?
Niels has been typing. He can't talk.
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily think we're being quiet. We get it. You know, it's pretty easy to get. You know how it is.
I'm trying to explain things as I'm going along. Another point that was raised by someone else, the white paper will get updated. Obviously, we did the original one just as sort of something to put out there to show that we were launching this PLSU coin. I'm going to be updating that in the next 7 days for the NFTs and the M2M, and that will also set out. That's a great point. That will also set out the next 5-year vision. For those that don't know, in the white paper, we have set out a strategy using the word power. And I'm not going to run through that totally again, because I'd love you to all go and read the original white paper. But that's sort of the strategic goal of the whole project. What we didn't have was the brand strategy, because as everyone knows, we actually started with a skull, which is like death to central banking and that sort of stuff. And thanks to Wardog and some others, we've come out with these new great logos and great designs and everything else, which have been really fantastically received. But it's also given us more focus as well on what our branding strategy needs to be. So we've been in touch. Somebody in one of the other big chat groups mentioned to me somebody that had helped the strategy of pulsechain, which of course is a multi-billion-dollar organization now and due to launch. And the same person that is helping them was on a conversation with me the other night and will be helping us. And those in the admin group, etc., know that we will be having, it should have happened last week, unfortunately I wasn't around, it will happen in the next few days. We've now got a questionnaire, I'm going to be doing all sorts of things, but we will be having one of the top branding experts on this planet is going to become part of our top team for at least the nearest future and helping us become a super force in terms of a crypto brand. So I think that in itself, this guy, I'm not going to mention his name right now. Some people will already know him, some won't, but he has done work for probably the biggest companies on this planet. He's already done work within crypto and has helped some of the best names in crypto reach billion-dollar market caps. After a chat with us, he loves our project. He loves what we're doing. He's not charging us anything. He's going to become a shareholder, so he's being paid in PLSU and take a part of the reflections and things like that. So he's technically all of this stuff. We should hopefully give yourselves some sort of idea on the direction we're going. And we're going to be fighting with some very big boys in this space very shortly. But we've got now practically all of the tools in the box that we need to be able to do that. And having people like these, I'll let him introduce himself when he feels ready. But genuinely, he will introduce our next 5-year brand strategy, and it's designed to take us from where we are now to mega global over the next 5 years. And since our contracts are forever, but we are focusing on a proper plan to get us from zero, technically, to that sort of blue chip market cap that people want. And that will include everything from brand logos to color schemes to even the wording that we're going to be using on certain parts of advertising and videos and other stuff. So I thought that was quite good. What more can I say, guys? We're in the background, we're working our absolute tits off. I know that you guys have been working really hard. Again, any questions?
Sounds great. I don't think there's much to question.
Caribbean Crypto Queen.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any questions. Did you wanted me to pretty much do a rundown again for everybody?
Yeah, I'd like to do my introduction to you because we met Caribbean Crypto Queen over on the other project. Quite a few people from the other project know her. She's absolutely one of the best shillers that I've heard. She's a good motivator. And when she told me what she was going to be doing in education, I didn't say much because I already knew what we've got planned in education. But I'm hoping that we give her the biggest, warmest welcome, and she'll get involved with us, and that we can make everybody's journey that much bigger, because she's got my respect, and hopefully, I know a few of you know her, but I'm just going to leave the floor with Caribbean Crypto Queen and let her explain what she does and why I'm so bullish about her being involved.
All right, absolutely. Thank you for the introduction. So, yes, so as the general mentioned, I have, been involved in other projects, and that's exactly where we met. It was through me having the ability to actually motivate people and pushing them to shill. So one thing I would say, I won't say I'm the best shiller, but I'm usually the type of person that would get the best shillers to get up and start shilling. So that's what I'll say in that sense.
She also plays good music.
Right. Yeah, so those are, because again, everybody, because even in DeFi, we're all human, so sometimes it gets stressful and people want to have fun and want to have that feeling that they feel at home or they feel welcome. So usually, I try to break down those barriers by making sure that people are comfortable, either if it's having disco Friday or different things where people are just um, pretty much tuning in and decompressing a bit, especially after a long week, either of chilling or, everyday life. So those are the things that um, the general probably knows me for. um, in addition to that, I have been working on that's a project that's very dear to me, is actually educating people outside of DeFi, right? Because there's still, a big chunk of the world, like actually over 90, percent of the world that still doesn't know or doesn't use crypto, right? Because they found that it's very complicated. Because usually when I meet someone and I would ask him, so what got you into crypto, or why did it take you so long to get into crypto? And the responses that I usually get is that people felt overwhelmed. Either there's too much information out there, or the information is not translated in a way that they can understand, right? So a lot of the time, especially us in DeFi devs and different people, they usually use terms that somebody that's tech savvy would understand, but someone that's a regular Joe usually don't understand. And in the majority of the world, when we're talking about the other 90+% of people that we need to bring into the space, those are the people that don't understand those kind of language. So it was, that project of me pretty much breaking down those barriers of entry in crypto for people by educating. So I do this two ways. One way is I have some courses that I publish where people can, that are self-based, where people can just go on and learn a little bit about crypto, especially trying to educate them, because usually when people get into the space, it's through shilling, and so they're overwhelmed, right? They don't even know. And usually you would have instances of people being scammed, or people getting in and not knowing what they're in for, and once something happened and then they get a bad feel for crypto and then leave and never come back. So I wanted, that cycle to stop, right? So we would educate people and give them all those information before we actually get them into the space. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing, by making sure that I educate people, give them information, make sure that they actually safe and secure in DeFi before they actually start in getting into projects. So a few things that I do within my education platform is that I try to not show a specific project just so they can have objective information as opposed to me telling them this is what you need to buy and whatnot. Of course, when they go to Twitter and see, which project that I usually, tweet about. So, that gives them an idea of what, my wallet looks like. So obviously some people would, follow whatever I do, but obviously I don't give financial advice. It's just, I wanted to make sure that's clear in terms of people understanding that, yes, the space is risky, but at the same time, there's definitely a lot of growth opportunity, and it's it's definitely something that I know a lot of people are interested in, and it's just about making sure that we get those retail investors into crypto as safely as possible. And yeah, just to give you guys an idea, for the past, I would say 6 months, I have successfully, I would say, touch about 24,000 people. Out of that, I have 180 people that were directly from my live webinar that I hosted. And the rest are people coming into my website, getting information, getting into my email list, and also people buying the self-taught courses. So it's just, it puts a smile on my face knowing that, there's that many new people that are coming into the space and that are coming ready based on information that I'm giving them. So I'm so happy to be, among you guys, and I'm looking forward to see how this project is gonna grow, because I know you guys are in good hands, and looking forward to it.
I think that's firstly, thank you, very well said. And from on behalf of from myself, and reaching out to you, we're, as you know, we're really looking forward to working with yourself, working with other members of the group that have also got specialities in education, and I feel that that's a massively important part of us in being able to go out and build the social media side, being able to invite more new people into crypto and educate them about the whole of DeFi. And yeah, personally, I think it's super bullish. And let's become the #1 brand worldwide on that subject. And hopefully, we will be able to slowly but steadily achieve that. So I really thank you for coming in at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, guys. Well, to be honest, I don't like over recording because we've got to put all of this onto YouTube later. Does anybody else have any specific questions right now that we can answer for you?
No questions. I think I just understand everything, and I have a feeling that's most of the people in this chat.
Tamas, I know you can't talk all the time. Anybody else want to type anything before we close the recording? Okay, cool. Then I'll end as always. Thanks everybody for coming in. Thanks for listening. We're going to be putting this over onto YouTube shortly. I'm also going to do, hopefully, a live recording on YouTube in about another hour, so that we can do some visuals on explaining M2M. That will depend on a couple of things, and also look at the chart. All I can suggest, obviously, have fun. It's a great project. We're here to make money, and we're also here. We should be enjoying ourselves here. As I always say, when the fun stops, stop. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. But hopefully, the way that we've structured our project, there shouldn't really be any losers. Everybody, if we're working together, will be a winner. So for the end of this recording, From the general, of course, see you on the other side.